7 Candles for Kwanzaa. Written by Andrea Davis Pinkney and pictures by Brian Pinkney. A note to readers. Kwanzaa is an American holiday inspired by African traditions. It is not intended as a religious, political, or heroic holiday, nor is it a substitute for Christmas. During the 7-day Kwanzaa festival, observed from December 26 through January 1st, people of African descent rejoice in their ancestral values. A Swahili word, Kwanzaa, means first. An extra A was added to the end of the word to give it 7 letters, representing the holiday's 7 principles. Kwanzaa's origins are in the agricultural harvest, or first fruits celebrations, that have been observed in countries throughout Africa for centuries. Many of these celebrations last 7 days. Some occur in late December at the end of the year and are celebrated until early January, the beginning of the next year. The dates for Kwanzaa correspond to these days of African harvest festivals. Kwanzaa was created in 1966 by Maulana Karenga, Ph.D., Chair and Professor of Black Studies at the California State University at Long Beach, and Executive Director of the Institute of Pan-African Studies. 7 principles are at the heart of Kwanzaa, and these are based on the gathering together of family, the commemoration of the ancestors, the rededication to the growth of the community, and the offering of gratitude for life's good. This book follows the sequence of Kwanzaa Week, and it shows how its values may be expressed. Today, millions of families in the United States celebrate the joys of Kwanzaa and look forward each year to a wonderful African-inspired celebration. Kwanzaa is like a family day in the park and Thanksgiving and a birthday all rolled into one. Kwanzaa is a joyous African-American holiday that is 7 days long. It begins on December 26th and lasts through the first day of January. The name Kwanzaa comes from the East African language of Swahili. It means first fruits of the harvest. Since ancient times, in countries all over Africa, families have joined together to celebrate the end of the harvest and the beginning of the new planting season. When vegetables, yams, and fruits are ripe for gathering, families rejoice in a first fruits festival. Kwanzaa is a holiday that began in America. It is the time when people whose ancestors come from Africa celebrate their African heritage. To get ready for the holiday, families decorate their homes with Kwanzaa symbols. They place the mkeka, a straw placemat, on a table. The mkeka is woven with beautiful patterns. It represents tradition. Muhindi is corn. During Kwanzaa, 1 ear of corn is placed on the mkeka for each child in the family. Families that have many children put lots of muhindi on their mkeka, along with apples, bananas, nuts, pears, and yams, to remember the earth's abundance. These fruits and vegetables are called mazao, which means crops. Kwanzaa gifts, made by hand, are called zawadi. A fabric doll with black button eyes, a necklace strung with speckled beads, and a homemade storybook with folktales from Africa are the kinds of zawadi that praise our African ancestry. Grown-ups give Kwanzaa gifts to children to reward them for the promises they've made and kept throughout the year. Children can give Kwanzaa gifts too. 7 Kwanzaa candles are proudly placed in our kinyara, a wooden candle holder. A black candle in the center represents the richness of our skin. 3 red candles are reminders of the struggles we sometimes have to face. 3 green candles tell us to always look toward a prosperous future. For each day of Kwanzaa, 1 candle is lighted to celebrate a special principle. The 7 Kwanzaa principles, called Nguzo Zahaba, come from the beliefs that are held by families in many parts of Africa. These beliefs help us learn, achieve, and grow. On the first day of Kwanzaa, the black candle is set alit to celebrate Umoja. The word Umoja means unity. For Umoja, our family gathers at home. We share thoughts and feelings about the Kwanzaa holiday and relax in the spirit of togetherness. We talk, laugh, and ask habari gani. Habari kahani is a Kwanzaa greeting that means, what is the news? It is what we say to start each Kwanzaa day. When someone asks habari gani, we answer by telling the Kwanzaa principle for that day. If someone asks habari gani on the second day of Kwanzaa, the answer is kujichagulia, which means self-determination. A red candle is lit to represent kujichagulia. It is the day to learn traditions that help us define ourselves. In some families, women teach girls to braid their own hair in fancy styles. In others, folks learn to beat African rhythms on drums and gourds. Habari gani? What's the news on the third day of Kwanzaa? Collective work and responsibility. Ujima. Ujima is the Kwanzaa day to light a green candle and work together to get a family chore done, like stripping down an old wooden chair and giving it a fresh coat of paint. When the fourth day of Kwanzaa dawns, it is time to celebrate Ujamaa, cooperative economics. For Ujamaa, we save up our coins for one whole year to buy a family gift that everyone can share, like a clock that chimes or a hallway mirror. On Ujamaa Day, a red candle glows bright in the Kinyara. Nia is purpose, the fifth Kwanzaa principle. Today, a second green candle glows to illuminate our purpose. This day of Kwanzaa is for reflecting on how to fill those days and years ahead. Some folks dream of a life as an astronomer who peers at stars nestled in the dark night sky, or a trumpet player who bebops in a swinging jazz band. Nia, our purpose, is to do what makes us glad to be who we are. Kuumba means creativity, and the sixth day of Kwanzaa is for celebrating Kuumba in every way. Today we make up dances to perform for friends. Some dances tell stories about the history of people who live in Africa. Other dances are just for fun. Sculpting mounds of clay or reciting a favorite rhyme are also ways to express Kuumba. So is planting seedlings on the windowsill and nurturing them to sprout. The third red candle shimmers to help our creativity shine. Faith is Imani, the seventh Kwanzaa principle. To have faith is to believe that good will always happen. To show our belief in a happy holiday, we burn the last green Kwanzaa candle. Our Kwanzaa Karamu, a glorious feast, fills the room with the savory smells of roasted yams and collard greens. To begin the Karamu, a grown-up spills a few drops of water from the Kikombe cha Umoja, the family Kwanzaa Cup. Each droplet honors our African ancestors. Everyone takes a little sip from the cup to drink in the warm feelings of family unity. Then all give thanks for our delicious food and dig into our Kwanzaa meal. After dinner, the party begins. The music sounds a soul-rousing rhythm. Everyone claps and shouts, rejoices and sings, and dances to celebrate a happy Kwanzaa.